Hey guys, I hope you're all having a great day. For this fourth installment of Harry Potter Theory, we're going to be covering a topic that I saw requested in the comment section quite a bit, and that is, what are the Dementors, and where did they come from? I chose this topic because they are never really properly explained, but are so prominent throughout. What are they? I'll start off by expanding what Dementors are and discuss their general function in the Harry Potter universe. Dementors were originally created by J.K. Rowling as a way of representing depression. Rowling, in response to an interview question about Dementors being representations of depression, had to say this: "Yes, that is exactly what they are. It was entirely conscious, and entirely from my own experience. Depression is the most unpleasant thing I have ever experienced. It is that absence of being able to envisage that you will ever be cheerful again. The absence of hope, that very deadened feeling, which is so very different from feeling sad. Sad hurts, but it's a healthy feeling. It's a necessary thing to feel. Depression is very different. I think Dementors are the scariest things I've written. With that being said, the actual definition of a Dementor is fairly abstract, and what they actually are can be articulated in many ways. My favorite way to define Dementor is this. Dementors are 3 meters tall with dark gray scabby skin. They are often cloaked, and it is often hard to get a proper look at them. Dementors are the foulest of the foul. They represent despair, unhappiness, hopelessness, loneliness, you name it. Dementors will suck out your soul and leave you with no trace of happiness or hope if they have their way with you. Every good feeling and memory will be entirely gone. They are infamous for their kiss, which is the act of sucking the soul out of the body. Provided they are successful in kissing you, the heart of the target will stop pumping blood, and the brain will die. They are known as the chief inhabitants of Azkaban and guard the prison fortress. Now I'll leave it to Silas to explain where they come from.
Now that we have a good grasp of what they are, I will attempt to first explain where they come from, and then explain how they're created. This has never been definitively explained in the Harry Potter universe, so I will try my best to go with what is most canonically consistent. For whatever reason, Dementors are inextricably tied to the island of Azkaban. Azkaban is, of course, where all witches and wizards who break the rules of the wizarding world are banished. The original inhabitant of Azkaban was a wizard called Echrizdis. Echrizdis built a fortress on the island and was extremely powerful, known to practice in the worst kinds of dark arts. He was infamous for luring Muggle sailors to his island, then torturing and murdering them. This made the island the perfect environment for the original conception of Dementors. There is speculation that, while stewing on the island by himself, he created the Dementors. When Echrizdis abandoned Azkaban, the fortress that he had created became a home to continually breeding Dementors. While we do not have a proper explanation for how the original Dementor was created, there are some feasible explanations for how they breed and multiply. There are 2 equally valid theories about how Dementors reproduce, with the chief differences being that one side argues that Dementors grow like fungus, and the other side arguing that Dementors do in fact breed. The first theory is that Dementors do not breed, so to speak, but rather grow under conditions of despair, degradation, hopelessness, unhappiness, and darkness. The greater the concentration of these conditions, the more Dementors will appear. If the environment is entirely absent of hope, you can guarantee that the Dementors will be there in abundance. The second theory is a little more vague, but this partial explanation comes straight from the mouth of Fudge, who, in the Half-Blood Prince, mentioned that the Dementors were breeding, and suggested that their breeding was the cause of all of the mist that was present. From this we can infer that A. Dementors breed while in large quantities, B. Dementors do in fact breed, and C. Their breeding generates a sort of mist. With that being said, I'd like to hear what you guys have to say on this topic. The lack of information surrounding Dementors is intriguing, and it leaves the topic very much up to our own interpretations. Do you guys agree with the theories that I mentioned above, or is there something that I'm missing? With that, I bid you farewell, and remember, help will always be given at Hogwarts to those who ask for it.